State gang, the mob, true simple. We in too deep.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight, we're going to begin the roll call for the Board of Trustee meeting for a regular board meeting that was postponed on April the 1st. And I will begin the roll call. So, Trustee Norwood. Present. Trustee Stan Brown is absent. Trustee Tammy Brown. Present. Trustee House.
Present.
Trustee Belcher.
Here.
Trustee Holmes, he's absent. And Mayor Hilliard, she's also absent. And absent of the mayor, I'm going to ask the board to appoint a mayor pro tem for the night.
I make a motion that we appoint senior trustee Jason Allen. Yes. I second.
All right.
Mayor Hilliard couldn't even
Trustee
bother to
Norwood?
show up. What a tyrant.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
We have a quorum.
Thank you very much, Clerk Key, and welcome to everybody. I'm glad to see so many smiling faces. Some not so smiling, but hopefully we'll get into the before the evening's over. We'll begin with the continuation. Okay, we're beginning with the continuation of April 1st board meeting. So with that continuation, please tell me. We're good? Okay, we're going to continuation of last Monday, April 1st board meeting. That meeting was concluded early because there was no access for all people that wanted to come in. So we felt that this space will accommodate all of the residents that want to come and attend. We feel it's important that people have access to have communication and talk to the board and share their thoughts. So we want to give special thanks to the Dolton Park District as always. We have our president, Cleo Jones, Board of Commissioners, Sandra Wells, Commissioner Kyle Rochelle, Commissioner Dale Towers, and Commissioner Willis Harris. They're towards the back, so please give them a lot of love because I want to make sure we give them continued support and really the direction that we would like to be in terms of partnership with one another and other community board members. So I want to thank them and make sure we extend our eternal gratitude for their partnership. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with prayer is important. So we'll first start with the Pledge of Allegiance, then we'll go prayer, then we're going to reconvene where we left off in the last meeting.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, if we can remain standing briefly, I'm going to ask the former trustee of Elria's Clubs, my prayer warrior, if you will be okay with leading us in prayer, please.
Can everybody bow their head? Heavenly Father, I come to you, thanking you for another day, thanking you for allowing us all to simply live together and don't have to stand out in the cold and the rain. Thanking you for waking us up this morning, thanking you for the 4 trustees that have our best interests at heart. Father, I ask that you put your loving arms around this community, and anybody that's not doing your will, I ask that you remove them from the seat. In Jesus' mighty name, I thank you and give us traveling grace and mercy on our way home. Thank you. Amen.
Thank you for that. So we're going to reconvene and pick up on point number 5.
Mayor Tiffany
which is
Henry
general
didn't have the
announcements.
guts
At that point,
to
we'll
show up
be
here, ladies and gentlemen.
Continue the meeting from April 1st.
She's a coward.
As we may know, and if not, I'll make sure we're clear. There are 2 agendas. We are continuing the April 1st agenda, and that's where we're picking this up. Once we reach the conclusion of this agenda, we will adjourn this portion of the meeting and then go directly into our special board meeting, which is the second agenda. So just so everybody kind of has a heads up on the direction we're going. So for general announcements, I'll yield to any trustee if there's any general announcements.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. We have a special surprise today, and we don't take stuff lightly that goes on in Dolton. So I know a lot of people see stuff that's happening on YouTube, on Facebook, and different things. The reason I'm standing up because I seen something on Facebook last week that really struck a nerve to me. We are not responsible for what our police officers do. We would hope that they would do what's in the best interest of the community. But the video that went out with Ms. Hill getting put out and that baby crying really touched me because it was like you were ruining a special moment for a little child. So today we wanted to make sure that he won't look at Easter so in a negative way. Ms. Hill, are you here?
Yes, she's in the back.
Come on.
Please stand up. Give her a round of applause, everybody.
So Dolton Police Chief, just to catch you guys up really quick, Dolton Police Chief kicked this little boy out of an Easter egg hunt that was set up by Mayor Tiffany Henyard. The Dolton Police Chief kicked this little boy out of an Easter egg hunt because Mayor Henyard did not like her mother's politics.
They want to remember those moments, so we want to make sure that he does see the Easter Bunny, and the trustees got him a special little basket because we don't want that negative light on our community.
Dolton Police Chief.
It's about these things impact small children, and we don't want to make up Easter as a negative
The
thing.
Dolton
So we
Police
just wanted to
Chief
make sure that he had
kicked out this family from Mayor Tiffany Henyard's Easter celebration with her face all over it because Mayor Henyard does not like his mother's politics, so they made that little boy cry. I'll cover that video as well. It was
The Cook County
horrible.
Medical Examiner's Office will host Missing Persons Day in Cook County to help families reconnect with missing loved ones. Who should attend this Missing Persons Day? Family and friends of a missing person more than a month. You should attend this. It's at the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office, 2121 West Harrison Street, Chicago, Illinois. There is a RSVP number for all who would like to attend. So definitely see me after tonight's meeting if you would like to attend this event. Also, this coming Saturday is Tea with the Trustees, where you can get vital information. This Saturday, right here in this building, in this location, 9:38.
Where's Mayor Tiffany Henyard? The super mayor, the people's mayor.
Ask questions and get answers.
She calls
So
herself
this
the people's
is a
mayor.
Q&A session. It's
But the
not
people
a,
are here,
at the board meeting where
and
the
she
residents ask
is
a
not
question
here.
and then we'll see
How can you
what-
be the people's mayor?
Definitely Saturday, we're asking everyone in this room to please come out and attend. Tea with the Trustees is every second Saturday of the month. Thank you.
We have Environmental Day hosted by Senator Napoleon Harris, April 22nd. It's at South Suburban College from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. So if you have any old items, recyclables, to shred papers, medicine, they'll be able to do that from 1 to 3 is Environmental Day on April 22nd. Also, Trustee House, when we get a chance, can we have a moment of silence for Cook County Clerk Carrie Yarbrough? Thank you. Okay, let's have
Thank you for that, Trustee Belcher. I think Trustee Moore, you have comments as well?
Good evening, everyone. Happy Monday. So happy to see everyone today. Everyone's warm and inside. This is a good day. I just have a couple of announcements. So we do have our third annual family skating night. You all know my saying, the family who stays together, stays together, okay? So come on out, it's June 7th, it's that Friday. It will be held at Linwood Skating Rink, on 2030 Linwood Dyke Road, right there in Linwood. Come and join us. Feel free to register, please. If you are a Dolton resident, it's totally free, and I would love to have you all, as usual. Call me 708-968-4297 or email me at bnorwood@villagedolton.org. And just a bonus for this Saturday, I know Trustee Brown invited you all out. We do have a bonus this weekend for the seniors. We do have Cook County coming out, and for all seniors who need to keep their senior exemption in place for the taxes, come on out, bring your tax form, and we're gonna make it a one-stop shop for you, right? So we're gonna do everything in one place. We can fellowship and take care of business at the same time. So please join us. Thank you.
Sorry, I have one last announcement. The Southland Career Fair is going to be April the 24th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and it's going to be at the William Bill Shaw Recreation Center, right down the street here, 715 Eagles. If you're looking for a new job, creating new opportunities, and trying to advance your career, grab your resume and come prepared to make your best first impression. This is an opportunity for seasoned professionals and entry-level applicants to meet with recruiters face-to-face to learn about open positions. All are welcome to attend, and this career fair is put on by Dolton Park District, Senator Napoleon Harris, and Neighborhood Housing Services. So you can definitely see me after the meeting if you want to attend. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, trustees. We have, next on our agenda is the village clerk's report and approval of meeting minutes. I'll yield to the clerk, Keith.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. I am requesting the board's approval of the regular board meeting minutes from March the 4th, 2024. Okay, Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Tanner Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed. Thank you very much, board.
Thank you. There are several reports on here that we do not have department heads or individuals present, so we will be skipping village administrator's report, engineer's report, department reports, police, fire, public works, water, housing, building, and code enforcement. And we'll go next immediately into our warrant list payments that we need to approve. In doing so, I'm going to make a motion that we approve the electronic AP warrant list, removing the following items: Aurelio's Pizza for $131.63, Cooper's Hawk $557.68,
No
Dollar
cops,
Tree $145,
no metal detector, no mayor.
$7.99.
It's still
Irene
peaceful.
Jerk Cut $1,356.22, Johnny T Bistro and Blues $90.30, Kirk's Barbecue $676, and Ruby Soul Food $674, Sophia Tamales and Corn $2,400, Southeastern Skate Supply $17,500, and the Tasty Crab $458.79. So my motion is to approve the warrant list, removing the items listed. Let's go second. Here, a motion and second. Any discussion from the board? Clerk, please roll call.
You know what wasn't approved? The trip to Las Vegas wasn't approved.
Trustee House. Trustee
The
Belcher.
mayor's weaves and makeup and everything else, that wasn't approved either.
Next is the approval of our accounts payable warrant.
Where is Mayor Tiffany
A motion
Henyard?
that we
Where is
approve the
she?
warrant lists,
The people's mayor.
removing the following items. On page 5, Delgado Law Group, $48,001.15. Existing concrete, $14,123.03. 5 Star, $122,325 even. John's Pro Trees, $155,000 even. K&M Ventures.
Where do you guys think, let me know in the chat, where do you think Mayor Tiffany Henyard is hiding?
Mazda Design, $65,700. Pekarsky and Sons, $32,360. Raoul and Sons, $181,950, and Lightfoot Pool Solutions, $34,788.58. Motion is to approve the AP warrant list, removing items listed. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, hearing the motion and second, what was the one on here, I think, that we wanted to, Monster Design, whatever that invoice, elaborate on what that one is?
I don't have the list, but I'll take a look at it.
Somebody said she's with P. Diddy.
Was the 122 banners for $19,888, and also the $65,000 for the Christmas ornaments that still come on.
She's definitely spending someone else's money.
Those are those two invoices, and as of
The
last week Friday,
people are
they
here.
still have not been
Where
ordered.
is the people's
We were told
mayor?
that the check
Self-proclaimed
was out.
people's
I talked
mayor.
to the vendor Friday, no payment for the banners, nor payment for the Christmas ornaments.
I just like to reiterate, if anybody watched the March meeting where we had discussion about these items and the $65,700 came up. If you go to 1 hour and 35 minutes, our finance director said that the items had been paid in cash. And we're still waiting on the receipts. And if they had been paid in cash, why is this vendor still contacting us asking for payment? So when people go and say things, everything is recorded. And it goes back to our transparency and lack thereof, that we're not getting information that we requested. Because as soon as she said it, I instantly raised my eye. When we start paying $65,000 in cash anywhere.
$65,000 in cash, according to Mayor Tiffany Henyard's administration.
Where's the money?
Where is the money?
Thank you, trustees. There is no additional comment. I'm going to ask for a keep for a roll call, please. You have a comment?
Real quick, I have heard some Paso residents contact me over the last few days. I know one of the invoices on there was for the $17,000 for skates. This is part of the reason why we have to dig so deep into this, because once before, we did vote on skates, and Trustee Belcher asked the administration where the skates were located so that everyone could have access, and she basically was told that it's not her concern. So when we look into something like the ice skating rink, I want everyone to know that as trustees, it's not that I'm not in favor of the ice skating rink, but when the residents say, well, how much is it? Or when is the operating hours? These are the things that are a concern for us, and this is what we mean when we talk about transparency. We need to have this information so that we can tell a resident, well, it's from this time. It's not fair that we spend $1.3 million that wasn't approved by the board on this ice skating rink, but the ice skating rink can be only accessible when the administration want to use it for their private events. It's just not fair to the residents, especially when we're using taxpayers' money. So that's my stand on that. Thank you. Thank you. I know, I just
Okay, thank you very much. Hearing no further discussion, I'll ask Clerk Keith for a roll call, please.
Again, this vote is for corporate bills AP warrant list, with the exceptions that Trustee House mentioned. Trustee Norwood?
Aye.
Trustee Tammy Brown?
Aye.
Trustee House?
Aye.
Trustee Belcher?
Aye.
Motion passed to pay AP warrant list with the exceptions that were mentioned by Trustee House.
All right, next on the agenda, there's no old business. We'll go to new business. Item A is a motion to terminate contract for Olson, Murphy, Frazier, McGrath, and as legislative counsel. Attorney Olson, you want to make a motion? Okay, so I'll ask, is there a motion to terminate the contract?
There's a motion to terminate this lawyer's contract.
That fails to proceed. Next on the agenda is a motion to override the mayor's veto message that was issued on March 4th, 2024. I will make the motion to override and elaborate if we have a second. So we'll see if we have a second.
Second.
This motion is to override all items listed in the veto. In that veto, it vetoed item 1, the transferring of litigation files from Delgado Law Group to Olson, Murphy, Frazier, and McGrath. Item 2 that was vetoed, referring the Delgado Law Group to the appropriate agency for misconduct, essentially. Item 3, the motion to approve payment of invoices, specified invoices owed to Olson and Murphy, Frazier, and McGrath. Item 4, directing the village administrator to provide access key cards to the trustees so that we can have our meeting in Village Hall. And the clerk as well. Item 5.
Mayor Tiffany Hendrick locked the trustees out of Village Hall.
To tender all payments made to the village for any reason, including Las Vegas junkets, the mayor's Tahoe car payments, and security deal from June 1st to present. And those records should have been turned over within 7 days. That has not occurred, and that was vetoed, and now we're here to override that. Item 6, all monetary payments to Delgado Law Group will only continue in his capacity as village prosecutor, which is what he was originally approved for. Item 7 being the discussion and approval of the intergovernmental agreement the board approved with Dolton Park District. That intergovernmental agreement was put in place so that the Park District can get the permits needed to receive a $600,000 grant to beautify the parks. That was vetoed, and we are here to override that today. And last but definitely not least, item number 8 was the approval of resolution 24-002, which called for the investigation of Mayor Tiffany Hendrick.
Just for some context, she vetoed the investigation into herself. She vetoed the trustees asking the FBI to investigate her.
We discussed
third party.
a lot of things that were extremely important, right? So important that it got us so excited. I almost stood up and did like this, but the most important thing for us at the moment is 2 things. One is the partnership with Dolton Park District and the government agreement. One of the main reasons why we're here today is because great leadership understands that teamwork makes the dream work. So we're supposed to be coming together. My 17-year-old, he attended the Dolton Park summer camp for like 4 or 5 years straight. I mean, it's a wonderful place. It was a nice place for the summer for him to have something to do. And these are the type of things we want to support, not just as a trustee, but as a resident. I want other parents to experience what I experienced. My son got to the point where he's like, okay, Mom, I'm just getting too old. But now that he's retired, I'm looking forward to seeing new youth there. And then secondly, he mentioned the keys to Dolton Village. That one's extremely important because it brought tears to my eyes to see that at the last meeting we had our seniors standing outside in the cold. I don't know, I don't make much mention of it, but during the election while I was running, that December before election, I lost my grandmother, and then 2-3 months later I lost my great grandmother, and I lost them both before the election. But what was funny is that God worked in mysterious ways, right? I lost 2 grandmothers, but God gave me about 100 more. And when I see my grandparents standing outside, I was kind of upset, right? This is our village, and we all should have access to it, not just the trustees. I mean, we're all one beat, one sound, one community, and I think that that's the most important thing that us as trustees are just trying to get through to the community. We're all one. So if you all can't come inside the building to conduct a meeting, guess what? There will be no meeting because there is no meeting without the residents. How do we discuss business pertaining to them without you all? That would really make no sense. So I just want you all to know that we did hear you all and see you all, and that was the reason why we're here today. So now that you all are safe and sound and you all made it today, I just thank you all for showing up. Thank you all for your support. And we're going to get those keys to this village.
Where is the super mayor? Where is Mayor Tiffany Henyard? Where is the super mayor?
Hearing none, I will ask for people a roll call.
Item number 13B, override of the mayor's veto issued on March 4th, 2024. Trustee Norwood?
Aye.
Trustee Tammy Brown?
Aye.
Trustee House? Aye. Trustee Belcher?
Aye.
Motion passed.
Thank you, Lord. We're going to come to the adjourn. One item that I did neglect in general announcements, so I want to make sure I mention it. Our former commissioner here from the Park District, Kenneth Bowens, will be hosts the largest video in the South Suburbs, Christmas in July, so we'll be on the lookout for more to come on that, because really we have so many toys.
We have 6,500 people in here. Make sure you're hitting that like button. I really appreciate it,
This is
guys.
going to conclude the continuation of last week's meeting. So we're going to do a motion to adjourn on that and then move into our special board meeting. So I'll make a motion that we adjourn the regular board meeting, the continuation of the regular board meeting.
The FBI is investigating Mayor Tiffany
Motion
Henyard.
and second, I'll split people a roll call.
I'm reading your chats.
Trustee Norwood?
I'm seeing all your
Trustee
messages.
Tammy Brown?
Aye.
Trustee House?
Aye.
Trustee Belcher?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned at 6:57 p.m.
So as I transition, I just want to make sure I'm calling the next meeting to order in a proper manner. That's Attorney Olson Attorney Olson on the right language. Just go directly into it.
Trustee House, the next meeting is a special Board of Trustees meeting called by 3 members of the board pursuant to the Code of Ordinances of the Village of Dolton for the matters that pertain to the agenda, which has been duly issued and posted, I believe, last week.
Okay, so we'll go right into roll call. Last clerk, Kia, if you can give us a roll call, please.
Sure, we will now. Trustee Norwood? Trustee Stanley Brown? Absent. Trustee Tammy Brown?
Present.
Trustee House?
Present.
Trustee Holmes? Absent. Trustee Belcher?
Here.
And Mayor Henry is absent.
Mayor Henyard is absent. Where is she?
Okay, and again, we need a motion for Mayor Pro Tem for this meeting as well.
I make a motion for senior trustee Jason House to be airport center for the special board meeting, April 8, 2024.
Mayor Tiffany Henyard's watching my live stream. Hello, Mayor Tiffany Henyard. FBI will come pay you a visit very soon.
Trustee Tammy Brown?
Aye.
Trustee House?
Aye.
Trustee Belcher?
Aye.
Motion passed to appoint Trustee Jason Brown as Mayor Pro Tem. Can you hear me?
No.
Jacob? I am so sorry. We got 2 Browns on here, so, Trustee House.
Thank you very much. So we will dive right in. We've done the pledge of allegiance as well as the prayer. There is no old business. Item A will be removed as we did not get sufficient documentation to proceed with the discussion on updated state of Illinois rock salt contract, so that will be pushed to another agenda. Items B and C. So for items B and C, I'm making a motion to amend items B, 5B, and 5C to appoint Lori E. Lightfoot as special investigator for the Village of Dolton at a rate of $400 per hour to investigate the following matters. 1, the May 2023 Las Vegas trip, including all expenditures, all allegations of misconduct, and all internal investigations, if any, along with any village, state, and federal law violations. 2, the spending of ARPA funding without going out for bid and or failing to properly spend ARPA funds. 3, failure to provide a full accounting of all ARPA funds spent. 4, hiring contractors without going to bid or requesting the RFP. 5, hiring the contractors without the approval of the corporate authorities. 6, making payments to vendors without the approval of the corporate authorities. And 7, paying the village prosecutor Delgado Law Group over $900,000 over the last 2.5 years. So we're gonna do a motion, and I'll make that motion, I'll ask for a second, and we'll go into discussion thereafter to further extent.
The name of the firm that's representing Berwin in my federal lawsuit is called Delgado. So I will have to investigate that. If Mayor Tiffany Henyard and the mayor of Berwyn, if they're using the same firm. Corruption, ladies and gentlemen, $900,000 in 2 years.
Hiring Ms. Lightfoot as additional legislative counsel. I received a letter today from the Delgado Law Group threatening me and his board that if we proceeded along this route, there would be litigation and grave consequences. And advising that any actions we do here are in violation of the Open Meetings Act and against the law. Remind you, this is the same Delgado Law Group who we just received the invoices from the last 2.5 years, including March, will be over $950,000. So rather than fight another lawsuit and spend more money on more lawyers, we amended the motion tonight. The resolutions were to appoint Ms. Lightfoot. That's what the motion is. And rather than appoint her as legislative counsel, which is our title, directly as special investigator is more than appropriate. Again, we're looking to get down to the facts as to what's going on in the village and how the money has been spent or not spent. So rather than fight over this in court, we amended the motion. People are here tonight because they know on the agenda is the proposed hiring of a very learned former federal prosecutor to help the trustees sort out what's going on in the village over the last 2 years as far as misappropriation and misspending. That's why we amended the motion, the agenda as it's stated, to try to avoid yet another lawsuit.
Make sure you guys take a minute to hit the like button.
At this time, it's my privilege to introduce Courtney Lightfoot, who most of you, I'm sure, are familiar with, who she is. But what you might not be familiar with is her background, professional.
Lori Lightfoot is here, former mayor of Chicago.
Ms. Lightfoot graduated from the University of Michigan in 1984.
I don't think she's a good choice, my personal opinion. Not a good choice. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section.
Which is necessary to get your law degree. She then worked as an assistant U.S. attorney in the criminal division for the Northern District of Illinois from 1996 to 2002, where she prosecuted a whole slew of different types of criminal cases. Notably, she prosecuted cases that involved public corruption. She then was appointed the chief administrator for the Chicago Police Department Office of Professional Standards in that capacity from 2002 to 2004. She was chief of staff and general counsel for the Chicago Office of Emergency Management and Communications from July 2004 to February 2005. She was acting first deputy procurement officer for the City of Chicago Department of Procurement Services, February 2005 through October 2005. She's a past president of Chicago Police Board from 2015 to 2018. She was co-chair of Chicago Police Accountability Task Force in 2016, and as we all know, she was the mayor for the City of Chicago for a 4-year term. With that background, I would like to introduce Courtney Lightfoot.
Help us out.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for that incredibly warm and welcome reception. Let me first acknowledge and thank the many residents of this fine village who have extended themselves and given me strong words of encouragement. I can tell from this turnout, there's got to be close to 200 people here, that people in this village want something different, want to go in a different direction. And I want to assure you that it's for you that I am here. And I will do my utmost, if this motion is passed, to make sure that I serve you with integrity. I also want to acknowledge and thank the trustees who are here. And thank you for your confidence in me to conduct a thorough and timely and independent investigation into the matters outlined in the motion regarding Mayor Tiffany Henyard and her administration. As someone who's made good governance the cornerstone of my public service career, I recognize maintaining the trust of those you serve and making decisions in their best interest is absolutely essential. The residents of Dolton deserve nothing less than a government that is fully accountable, responsive, transparent, and effective stewards of your precious tax dollars. As a lawyer and former federal prosecutor and mayor, I bring expertise in leading investigations of this kind and understand the complex challenges of government. I will commit to you that I will follow the facts where they lead, without bias, and reserve comments from this night forward until the work is complete. At the conclusion of this investigation, I will provide an assessment of the findings and the recommendations, and I welcome and urge the full cooperation by Mayor Henyard, her staff, all village trustees, vendors, and others who have information relevant to this inquiry. Thank you very much.
I don't know, guys. I don't know.
It is. It's a great start.
Yes, it is.
Trust me.
Thank you, Mayor. We appreciate your presence and your willingness to in this endeavor. Because in general, we want to make sure that we
The Beetlejuice comments are crazy.
And some of the urgency, this process has gone a little bit faster. So before we take a formal vote, I do want to kind of pause and open to any questions, because I know there are many questions. There were many questions, and there are some I feel that we may have answered, and some may not have been answered. So if there are any questions from residents, we're going to take questions on this agenda item only at this time.
$400 an hour sounds like a pretty good gig to me.
Any discussion, but we want to make sure first that we did not let haste bypass a process that allowed residents the opportunity to speak.
That's true.
So having said that at this time, I would ask if there are any questions that residents have that we may not have answered, that those may maybe come line up towards the middle, and then
$400 an hour for a village that is already $7 million in deficit.
Right here, then we're going to ask you more.
Hello, everyone. I have a couple of questions. One for me. I'm just doing as someone who is trying to get this meeting was able to come. Let me hear you.
Speaking to the mic, man. Speaking to the mic.
Let me preface my comment by saying, thank you, Lori Lightfoot. Thank you. So one of the questions is, because we know that this is going to cost, right? And I'm all for it. Was there another option, such as, you know, some of the assistance we could have gotten from the governor perhaps, or congressman, or any other appointed official that could represent us at no cost?
Thank you very much for that question. And yes, this does come at a cost. This board specifically has made reaches to the state's attorney, attorney general, governor's office. And as we know, there are ongoing, well, it's been reported that there's ongoing investigations from federal entities. Those entities, as we know, can take anywhere from 2 months to 5 years. And we do not get the findings. We feel this option will give us an independent process because we will, from this point forward, we will step back, allow Mayor Lightfoot to do her findings. There will be check-ins primarily to make sure, and then the resolution, there are check-in points to make sure that we do not, that the bill does not become insurmountable. So there's a check-in point at $30,000, and then we'll assess cooperation and where it's going, and make decisions from that point, including the community, on how to move forward. Separately, we are also going into the next budget season. May 1st comes a new fiscal budget.
Where are all the law enforcement heroes to investigate Henyard? Where are they? Where are the heroes to investigate corruption? They have to pay $400 an hour to a former mayor to investigate a corrupt mayor.
All the questions that I had on this list. Thank you.
Good afternoon, all, or good evening, I guess I should say. A lot of the questions were just answered. And I spoke with Jason, and I reached out to a lot of the citizens. And I said, now is your opportunity. Talking to each other is not the answer. If you've got a question, tonight is the night to ask it. So if you do, think twice about getting in the line. My question is this, and thank you. I know she's done a good job. We had a little private conversation, female conversation. Anyway, what happens with the information? I know you probably got a pipeline, you know, to get it to somewhere. I'm not putting your business out there because I don't really know. But we just want to know that once we get what we're looking for, what happens next?
That's a very good question. And what the board does next depends on what the contents of the report is, in which way we have to go. We have tried lawsuits. All it has done is rack up more attorney's fees. We have tried, as Mayor Pro Tem House said, going to the proper authorities. And as every day goes by, and you heard tonight from Trustee House how many items were removed from the agenda for payments, the village loses more money. So the bleeding has to stop. Hiring Mayor Lightfoot to do a prompt investigation will lead the board to where they need to go to the next step.
Thank you.
Greetings to the citizens of Dolton, greetings to all officials at the dais here and media. Is it appropriate to address the question? Mayor Lightfoot, is that okay? Or should I address everything to them? Whichever way. Okay, gotcha. Okay. I understand you have some experience with the police board. We have this. I'm sorry. Mayor Lightfoot, I understand you have some experience with the police board in your resume. We have a very serious police situation here in Dolton.
Very, very serious situation. Stay tuned. I have some crazy videos coming up.
Very serious problem.
Very, very serious.
What just happened would have gotten a meeting. We would have gotten all of us kicked out of here if we were at the meeting last week, which, by the way, I'm still shaking water out of my shoes because I was out there for 2.5 hours. Okay, and as were a lot of other people. But we also have a situation where they're taking police off of the streets and bringing them in to ride herd on people, citizens, taxpayers that come in here to ask legitimate questions. That police are being used to blockade streets. I just want to be assured that if the police come into this to the degree that we've seen, can we be confident that you can take this to the proper authority? Basically, I'm asking about subpoena power for some of these things. I'm hopeful that subpoena power will be part of this, because I haven't seen anything else work up to this point. I'd also like to address a national issue that we don't want to bring here to Dolton necessarily. We've seen the smear jobs on female prosecutors, and I don't have to mention any names, but we've seen the smears and the attacks on female prosecutors throughout the country. I'm sure you're prepared for that, but I just want to make everyone aware of the fact that the things that are happening nationally could very well end up happening here, and that will not derail the investigations, but distract and deflect all kinds of attacks from people that do not want this situation to move forward. So, thank you for your indulgence. I just had a couple of questions. I don't want to make it personal with anything, but I just need some answers as far as those things are concerned.
Let me, thank you, sir, first of all, and let me address the, let me address the last question. Look, I've been in lots of different situations over the course of my career, and certainly as a lawyer, as a prosecutor, and even as a mayor. And anybody who knows me knows that I don't intimidate easy. Yes, when you're a black woman, the world views you through a different lens. And particularly when you're a black woman who aspires to leadership, a black woman who assumes a position of authority, there are lots of people who are going to be naysayers. I never let that derail me. I want to be presumptuous, but if the trustees vote for this appointment, I can assure you that I will block out the noise, I will follow the facts where they lead me, and I will be guided by the motion and the specific items in that that I am required to address. I can't say that on the first issue, that that's necessarily within the scope of the mandate that I expect to be given, but I hear you loud and clear, and importantly, your elected officials, I think, hear you loud and clear, and there are clear things that can be done to address the issues that you've identified. So I hope that's a satisfactory answer.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, to the board and to Dolton. I'm concerned about Dolton, and I do not want history to repeat itself. When I think about how Tiffany Henyard got in this position, it is very bothersome. And I don't want that to happen again. So for the ex-mayor of Chicago, we want to first make sure that you do not have a personal relationship with Tiffany, because I have seen pictures with you and Tiffany on them together. We want to also make sure
might be a personal relationship between Mayor Henyard and Lori Lightfoot.
Like it happened with Tiffany. Tiffany made all these promises, we thought she was going to do this, we thought she was going to do that, and we're in this position. So no disrespect to you.
Can you say conflict of interest?
Make sure that we're making the right decision and that history does not repeat itself.
Well, sir, again, thank you for your questions. I don't know specifically what history you're talking about. Let me just finish my part. I honestly know Mayor Henyard as I do most of the mayors in the Southland, having been the mayor of Chicago. Not surprised that you're going to see a picture of me. Ms. Henyard takes pictures with lots of people. But what I can assure you is...
Mayor Henyard even has pictures with Joe Biden.
And frankly, I don't have a professional relationship with her. I think the last time I had any contact with her is probably 3+ years ago, right after she was sworn in as mayor of Dolton. So I'm not surprised, and I raised this issue frankly proactively with the trustees and council, but I value my reputation and my integrity. And I would not have taken on the contemplation of this assignment if I felt like there was any conflict of interest.
Again, to follow up, what I said was not to insult you.
No, no insult, no offense was taken by me. I understand the question that you were raising. I think I've addressed the question, so I think we should move on.
To address your question, it was just, where did I get that from? When I said baby switches, not for you personally, it was just simply because how Tiffany got into this position. That's it. That's it. Thank you.
No, thank you. A very necessary question, so thank you for that question. Appreciate it. Thank you, Mayor, for your response.
Good evening, everyone. Sister Lightfoot, I'm handling my torch and my blessing, my faith, and the abundance of everything that I've been hearing, y'all. So that's how I'm going to go on that. To the board, I don't know how to start. Thank you. To you wonderful residents, y'all some powerful people out there. Y'all just keep on coming because it's not going to stop. It's only going to bring better back to Dolton, and that's all we deserve. And to you wonderful taxpayers, thank y'all for not turning into traditions on this community and just leaving out of here. Because right now, this is what the full vein of unity actually looks like and means. And if any other community is going through this, y'all got to do the same thing. You know, it's always some hard work. If everything was easy, we know how that would go. And once again, we keep saying her name, Alexis Wilson, Darius Wilson. You know what I'm saying? That young man that had his life taken. We just don't have it to spare anymore. We don't have it to spare like that because that's what it means. We cannot replace another life. Not one person without, you know. And to anyone that did seeing that, the one thing I know is, you know, did it take us back to a child can change some things, can't it? Y'all have a wonderful evening.
Thank you very much. We will also be opening for public comment after this one, after this component, because we still do have the official vote, but we do want to make sure individuals can ask questions on the board as well as Mayor Lightfoot if necessary.
Hello, my name is Gloria Johnson. I am a 26-year homeowner resident
I have a
in
question.
the city of the village, the small village of Dolton. And a question that I want to ask, I want to know if anybody know Jim.
I have a question.
When you ask her question, when you ask her a question, she deflects, and then when you guys took the vote, she walked out and she was start talking.
I have a question, ladies and gentlemen.
I want to know who does that. You know, this is a really, really small community. I'm from Chicago originally. I'm from Inglewood, and the proud member formerly to be from Inglewood. This is a very small community. We see each other at Walgreens, Food for Less, Dollar Store, Taco Place. Everywhere we see each other in the town. And I just would like to know what is going to be done.
Make sure you guys hit that like button. I'm going in front of all these people
And
here.
another thing about the police. The police that stand in front of you and on the side of you like you're the criminal. And the real criminal is the mayor. Right. With the ratchetness, I mean, it's just really pathetic to call people on the phone and you give them your address and you say, Dolton, Illinois? Are you from with that mayor? I've never seen anyone that's from that little town. What is going on there? A lot is going on here, but I want to know what we're going to do about it. She has wonderful ideas. I even took part in some of the ideas she did. You know, the Halloween party was beautiful. Her attire wasn't.
Where's the question?
Inappropriate. I've been watching the police. People who want to sit up here and talk, we think that our house is going to be shut up. You know? It doesn't make any sense, but I
don't hear any questions.
The former mayor is here, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here. I see the lawyers are sitting here. But what are they gonna do? You know, how are they gonna get her out of here? And the two trustees and the police department. Say one more thing, I'm kind of talking like this, I'm long-winded. I'm gonna say this. The police department that's harassing the residents of Dolton, threatening to arrest people and put people in jail. So the next meeting we go to, will they be there? Can they not be there harassing people?
Just to quickly address what you said, this body, nor Mayor Lightfoot, have criminal functions. In other words, we can't bring actions in the criminal court. What we can do, and what Ms. Lightfoot is being hired to do, is find facts. And once this board, through the reports that we get, have the facts can be turned over to appropriate authorities who then will act appropriately. But we legislate here, and we govern the village. We're supposed to govern the village. We don't indict people, or we don't criminally go after them. As far as the police goes, I believe that once the facts are flushed out, and whatever happens to the two trustees who don't come and the mayor, I believe, based on my experience in municipalities, that will straighten itself out also. It's just I'm sorry to say we're going to have to wait a little bit longer, but we're on the right track.
For the police to be, I want to know the police in Dolton to be straightened out.
Yeah, so the investigation itself will provide us information that we can share with other authorities. And that's the direction that we're looking to go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just to reiterate, this is just for discussion of hiring investigator Lori Lightfoot. We will still have public comment, and the reason I said that because Ms. Lightfoot still has to leave and we have to conduct the business. So right now, this is only discussion about hiring Ms. Lori Lightfoot.
So, Madam Mayor, thank you for being here. But let's kind of game this out. As citizens, we've done FOIA requests for a number of different issues that have not gone, we haven't gotten the information that we need. And I understand your history, I understand who you are, but what makes you different than every other citizen who's requested information? Because at the end of the day, she's going to stonewall you as she stonewalled the citizens. And so I guess my question for you, and I'm glad you're here, and I want you to be a part of this because I'm hoping you'll get results, but at the end of the day, we haven't gotten results from simple FOIA requests. How are you going to be different?
It's a great question. And what I will say without, I think, giving away all of my strategy and the strategy that we need to get buy-in with the trustees on the assumption that I'm appointed, FOIA isn't optional, it's mandatory. And I recognize that people put in any number of FOIA requests. I'm expecting that there will be some roadblocks, but ultimately, I'm expecting that we will get the information that's needed to be able to understand the breadth of what's been going on based upon the issues that are outlined in the motion. I'm a very determined person. And I think, with due respect, the thing that makes me different is having dealt with FOIA for years and years, and certainly a significant amount during my tenure as mayor. There are certain things that I think can be done and should be done. People who have power and oversight in this state over FOIA. I hope it doesn't need to get to that, but if it does, then so be it. I meant what I said earlier in my remarks. It is my sincere hope that Mayor Henyard and people in her administration will voluntarily cooperate, but should they not, then we are prepared to do what is necessary to get to the facts.
Respect.